Hey, welcome or welcome back to Babe and Library. It's your girl Lisa, and if you're watching this, happy Black History Month. It is February, so I wanted to go through and show you some books that I picked up from the library because honestly, I need to stop buying books. So I went to the library, got some amazing finds. Some of them will be read in February, some of them will be for later. And I also have my TBR that I will be covering. So without further ado, I'll jump into the library haul and I'll see you all back over here for the remainder of my February TBR.
Okay, so I just went to my local library to pick up some books that I had that came in order because I've got a lot of reading that I want to do, but I need to stop purchasing books. So first thing first, I'm going to show two graphic novels, two volumes that I did not expect to be at the library, but that is volume 2 and volume 3 of Lore Olympus. I read volume 1, I think, last year and fell in love. This is a Hades and Persephone's retelling, so I was glad to see these at my local library. These are going to be really quick reads for me. I also picked up two books that I need to read. One I already have an art copy of, but I never got around to finish it. And this author is going to be at Steamy Lit Con, which would be Vanessa Jerry Gets a Man. So I'm going to read this and hopefully get through it in audio format. I also know that Quanah Jackson is going to be at the Steamy Lit Con, so I'm going to jump into Not Again. I believe this is the second in the series. Not too many people love the first, so I figured let me just go ahead and skip past that and get to what I want to read. This is a situation where there's a fireman, which is checkpoint for me. High school crush checkpoint for me. So I'm excited to see if I like this author and jump right into the story. Now on this next book, I've been seeing people love this, and that is Hold You Down by Tracy Brown. This is like a family drama between sisters, and it's set in the late 80s, early 90s. So excited to see what I think of this one because, again, it's been running rampant on my Bookstagram, and I've had to get my hands on it. Now, the next two I will be reading for a reading vlog in February, so I needed to pick up physical copies. I do have electronic copies, but I also wanted to get my hands on it. So that's going to be Briarcliff Prep by Brianna Pepins. This is a boarding school drama situation between sisters. So it says the friends we choose, the family we protect, and the love we owe ourselves. So excited to see what this is about. I'm hoping that it gives me a Bel Air feel. That's what I'm thinking of this one. And then I wanted to pick up You Should See Me in a Crown by Leah Johnson. I know everyone has loved this one. It's been out quite a while. It is a sapphic story that I feel like I'm gonna love as well. So that is my book haul, and I'll tell you about what I actually plan on reading, including these, in February in one moment.
All right, so as I've already mentioned, it's Black History Month, and one of the best ways to celebrate Black history is by reading Black historical fiction. So my homegirl on Instagram, Candace from Black, Biracial, and Bookish, is doing a 23 historical fiction challenge for this year, for 2023. And so I do want to participate. I may not be able to get all 23 books read, but I know for sure I can knock out a couple of prompts because this month I will be reading The Yellow Wife by Sadika Johnson. This is Sadika Johnson's, I think, first novel that kind of hit the scenes and blew up in Instagram. She may have a couple of others, but I know she has The Yellow Wife, and this month she just released The House of Eve, which I am on the waiting list for. So first and foremost, I'm going to start with The Yellow Wife. This is about a woman's survival through the antebellum period, and she was a part of the most notorious slave prison. So it talks about her life of being born on a plantation, having a sheltered life, and kind of talking about what it's like to be freed on her 18th birthday. So I'm very interested to read this one, give you all a better synopsis once I've read it. I also want to get to The Prophets by Robert Jones Jr. So this is a book of the month pick that I've had on my shelf for quite some time. And I'm like, okay, now is the time to read it. I believe this is a love story between two slaves. So I am, and it's male romance. So I'm very interested to see how their love, transcends, or whether it can transcend the situation that they're in. Because as you all know, typically slaves weren't able to be married to one another and their marriages be honored because their master decided to say where and who they can be with, and what sort of procreation they were able to do. So very interested to pick this one up. The next book that I have on my list is The Accidental Pinup by Daniel Jackson. I do want to read this. I've heard mixed reviews about it, but I do know that this is an author that will be at the Steamy Lit Con signing, so I wanted to make sure I picked her book up. This has body positivity. It has a female main character that is plus size, and she is doing a pinup campaign. It kind of stumbles into it, and I think this, if I come in with the right expectation, I might come to love this one. So I think it also has like an enemies to lovers or rivals to lovers romance between her and the photographer. So keeping an open mind for this one. The next book I have is a part of my 12 for 12 challenge. So I will be reading Brittany C. Cherry's The Mixtape. I believe this is like a rock star romance with a single mother. And it says 2 songs, same melody. I am interested in reading more of Brittany C. Cherry's backlist. So this is probably what I'll start off with. I might do an author binge. So more information to come from Brittany C. Cherry. The next 3 books are books that I have an idea for a reading vlog that's coming out this month, or reading recommendations rather. So I am going to be reading You Should See Me in a Crown by Leah Johnson, which is a sapphic young adult romance. I'm going to read The Briarcliff Prep, which is a boarding school drama, young adult family bonds. And then I'm going to read Confessions of an Alleged Good Girl. And this is by Joya Goffney. Everyone, literally, I haven't seen a single bad review on this. I believe it talks about a young adult female main character who is kind of being pressured by her boyfriend to, lose her virginity, and what it means as she's a pastor's kid. So I am very interested to see what all the hype is about. As you all can probably tell, probably what this reading vlog is going to be. But I'm hopeful that I love these because I've heard really good things about 2 out of the 3. This one is fairly new, so I'm hoping I can break the scene with this one. Also, for that same reading vlog, I meant to say I also will be reading Love Radio. Knowing that everyone that I've seen also has loved this, I believe it gives a little bit of brown sugar themes. It talks about a main character whose name is Prince. I believe she was named after the iconic deceased artist Prince, and she is in love with hip hop, and she is a part of has a radio show. So more to come on these 4 for that reading recommendations video. And then the last 2 books I have Worth It by Lady Marie. I am a part of these Love Radio and Worth It. I do have 2 different book clubs that are going to be centering these, so I know I will be picking this up. But Worth It is fake dating wedding season between Michaela and Reggie. So I've seen a lot of people rant and rave about this one. I believe that it was in a book awards for last year. So hopeful to know more information. And then the final book I have is The Boyfriend Project by Farrah Roshan. This is the first in a series. I do have the other 2, but this centers, this is an office romance, and this centers a female main character who finds out that her boyfriend has been cheating on her with 2 other women who also get their story in the series. And so she's kind of jaded from love, but she runs across a gentleman, and I'm sure he's going to change her mind, and they work together. So I'm hopeful that I love this. I know this is not the favorite in the series, but I do feel like I need to read them in order. So that pretty much sums up my entire reading. I know that's a lot of books. I'm going to try to mix media quite a few of these, but if you would do me a favor, leave me some sort of music notes. If they have a radio or a jukebox, leave it for Love Radio in the comments below, or tell me which one of these you think that I should start with if you've read one of them. So I can't wait to see what these books produce for me in terms of reading content as well as recommendations for you all in the future, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.